IVM.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Geek Fruit with fellow and television geeks Tejas, Jishnu and Dinkar as they discuss the world of science fiction and nerd culture.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Well, after a long travel and long journey and multiple trains and too many human beings around, finally I made it to the studio.
CJ, did you come from Kolkata?
More further than that. I mean, if I would have come by Kolkata, I would have probably reached on time. But this is how it is. When you stay in Bombay is so huge. And it's so crowded. Everything is so crowded. Okay, moving on. Let's just not rant about that. Let's talk about Indian football, and that's why we are here. I'm your host Suju, and I have Kevin. You heard him already. You will hear another man as well. That's Chiranjit, who's joining us via phone call, who's all ready to bash Mohan Bagan, I assume. Are you, Chiranjit? Ready? Are you ready to do that?
Why should I bash Mohan Bagan?
Because apparently somebody had messaged us individually, I mean off the record, that we shall do it together, bash Mohan Bagan in tomorrow's episode, and because for some reason the clubs have decided that they will pay franchisee fee now and play in the ISL next season. So I thought...
but that's a good news, right? Which idiot says we should bash Mohan Bagan for that?
Oh, well, we are all idiots and we are all fooled. We were all fooled for one season by the Kolkata clubs.
I told you.
No. I was the one who said it because look, I have said this last time as well, that Mohan Bagan, East Bengal are fighting the wrong battles. Okay, they never survived as a resistance. They never survived outside the power structure because let's face it, East Bengal and Mohan Bagan are run by power-hungry people who are also politicians, who are everywhere where you can find power. So power right now is with ISL. IMG Reliance runs Indian football. They are backing ISL. So of course they're going to end up in ISL. That was not the question. What they did last time was disgraceful because they let a small minority within the clubs, led by some people who everybody knows who orchestrated that little drama last season, who were concerned about losing their own seats within the clubs, and they jeopardized Indian football because of it. If East Bengal and Mohan Bagan went in and just because they are going to do it anyway, like इस साल करेगा, पिछले साल ही करना था ना? Like you picked up bids, just submit it and say we're going to play in ISL. What is the point of just keeping everything hanging for one more year? And they did it right before the Under-17 World Cup also. If they are not fighting for the cause that we want an open league at the top division or whatever it is, they're just fighting for petty reasons like that. Of course, they're a disgrace.
Or did they want to, be something like if these two big clubs from Kolkata move to ISL, it's kind of, we know that ISL might be the top division league, and all these clubs will go down. So was Mohan Bagan's thinking like, let's win the last I-League because then it would be like we winning the last top division league and then move on to ISL. Now it's a stage where it looks very slim and bleak. So you're like, okay, let's just join the bandwagon. We'll do what we are doing best.
If they were thinking like that, I would have given them credit. But they were not. It's for a fact that they were not thinking like that. They just wanted. It was not even the majority of the club officials. Just some people who had too much clout within the club, who wanted their own seats to be secured, so they jeopardized the club and they jeopardized Indian football. Now that's what I'm saying. It's not the right cause. If this was about looking out for other clubs, if this was about we want justice to be done for I-League FC, we want Minerva Punjab or Pune City FC to be given more chance and time in the top division, I would be out there applauding it. But that's not what they were fighting for last season. That's not what they're fighting for now. They're selfish and they're only fighting for themselves. So how can I respect what they have done and what they're doing now? So that's what I said about bashing Mohan Bagan and East Bengal for what they're doing. But anyway, enough of bashing them because I'm just gonna go out and watch Mohan Bagan play ISL FC in a couple of hours. We're recording now. It's 11:15, 16 a.m. 2 p.m. they're facing ISL FC. So the team has not done anything wrong. So I'll have to go out and I wish to win. I hope they win.
Kevin, do you want to say something?
Let anyone who wants to play anywhere, let them play.
I like how that goes. When I was looking at, so when we decide the topics to talk about, and when we list down, so I do that dirty work of telling people we are talking about this and we will stick to this. So I like how I've written along with everything, we also have to talk about the whole Bagan shit. I was looking at that. So, yeah, hopefully this shit gets resolved and we will see some good on-field action. We just like Ranjit mentioned, Bagan is playing ISL at ISL's home ground, and we've already previewed the match in yesterday's show, so you can check out that. But now moving on to something that happened, something amazing happened on the field yesterday with 2 matches in I-League and ISL respectively. Now coming to the first match, NEROCA playing Shillong Lajong, and NEROCA were looking for their 10th unbeaten match, but that wasn't the case. And Kevin, you must be jumping with a lot of joy because it was Shillong Lajong that broke their 9 unbeaten games, and what a win, 2-0 victory.
I'm overjoyed actually, not because Shillong Lajong beat NEROCA at home. It's more because they defended very well.
Yeah.
That was missing all the while, and this is how the team should be doing, and against such an attacking side. NEROCA, they did not look at their best. Yes, all the ball possession, all the attacks were coming only from the home team, but Shillong Lajong, from that point, I'm talking about that point where they were not able to penetrate any further. That's the area in the final third and just around the D line, at the edge of the box. I think that is where Shillong Lajong were at the best yesterday, and that just gives me so much pride that Lawrence Doe wasn't the only guy who was defending. We've seen so many good clearances from him, but yesterday was a collective effort, and this is how you need to stay strong. And those goals also, the way they came in, I think 2 good goals, and yes, there was a little bit of luck to help them finish the inside of the bar. The ball hit, and then it went past the keeper as well. The goals were important, but to defend those 2 goals was even more important, and Shillong Lajong did that well. NEROCA, they had those usual suspects who were the goal creators. Subhash Singh was there. He was slightly not at his best there, and along with that, Aaron Williams, obviously, we see what a role he plays. He's all around the field. And then there was obviously frustration that kicked in when NEROCA was not able to score. We saw Gauram Singh doing that pushing and deservedly got that yellow card. All in all, I feel it was a good, strong performance from Shillong Lajong, which was missing from the last 5 games. This was a good, strong performance. Yeah,
so your favorite moment was the defense. They defended really well.
It was only defense. I won't say it was ultra defensive. It was stopping them from not penetrating their D line.
They were doing their job right.
Yeah.
So, Chiranjit, coming to you now. In brief, I'm not going to ask you about the match, but I'm going to ask you how even more opened up and interesting the points table look at. Because if NEROCA would have won the match against Shillong, they would have gone above the points table before playing Minerva. But at the moment, it's still a 1 point difference that puts NEROCA at the second place, and it makes things more interesting when Minerva take on NEROCA now.
No, it doesn't make things more interesting. It just closes down the title because NEROCA are on 21 points from 11 matches.
Right.
And Minerva Punjab are on 22 points from 9 matches.
They have 2 games.
So it's more advantage for Minerva Punjab. The gap is widening even though the points table does not immediately reflect it, because Minerva Punjab are playing NEROCA next. Just before that, NEROCA have got a punch in the gut. They have lost their advantage. And this is putting less of a pressure on Minerva Punjab because everybody else is punching themselves out. Mohun Bagan took East Bengal out. Now Shillong Lajong took NEROCA out. Who else is in the running? ISL FC. Who knows what happens? Maybe we're talking, people are listening in the evening, and where ISL FC have beaten Mohun Bagan. Fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But even if they beat Mohun Bagan, they're on 17 points after 10 matches.
Yeah.
Not very close. That's 1 match more and 5 points behind Minerva Punjab. So who else is left in the fray? if Mohan Bagan win, even they will be 11 points. 11 matches, 19 points. Everybody has like a huge gap with Minerva Punjab now because they just keep losing points against each other while Minerva Punjab just keep putting together those 1-goal wins and keep going forward. So no, it does not open up the league. It closes down the league and make Minerva Punjab an even bigger contender for the title. So this is really becoming a very golden opportunity for Minerva Punjab to clinch the title. They will have some very crucial matches between and NEROCA. I think February, till mid-February. I think to be precise, till February 13th, right before Valentine's Day. they might have the title in their hands, practically, not mathematically. But if they Minerva Punjab and 2 matches with East Bengal, let's say they get 6 points or even 5 points from these three matches, they've won. That's the reality we're living in.
Yeah, but then for one team to just go on winning, the others have to lose. So we have to catch up on that now. It'll be. I expect another great game because Kevin, since we're talking about NEROCA and Minerva and that they will play on 27th, and that's one of the matches that we're going to look at in detail. Since we're talking about it, let's just get with this. Let's get done with it properly. It also, yes, NEROCA had played too many matches, like 3-4 matches in that gap. Meanwhile, Minerva have well rested. They also signed a new keeper from Nepal. So, a lot of things brewing up there. But do you see fresh legs coming into picture doing the damage, or the ones who've already been in the game, churning out? And NEROCA who've lost now will be more determined to go up there and, probably topple the points table.
See, NEROCA are still in the hunt, I would say, because they are playing the league leaders, and if they are able to close that gap with a win, I think they can just be a little more hopeful than what they are right now. And Minerva Punjab, yes, you are right that they will be more rested than NEROCA, obviously, because they've not played in games for a long time.
10 days.
Yeah,
almost more than 10 days.
And that is a psychological advantage as well. NEROCA would be more hungry to win this because they know they've lost a game which they should have won, and going by the fight shown by the team, I think it's going to be close, and it's all about again defending, I would say. The attack is no doubt there for both sides. Minerva are able to score in almost every game. We've not seen them miss out on that chance, and they're opportunistic. One chance they get in the goal. For NEROCA, it might be a little difficult to get the goals, but it's all about who makes the lesser defensive mistakes.
Now we are all going, it's nice, we are going with the flow in the conversation. So now before we slip into a short break, we're going to look at this game and then get onto the break, because Pune City were playing Jamshedpur FC, and what a game it was. It almost looked like it would be 1-1, just like Kevin called it, but Pune had some other plans. And when you have players like Alfaro, Marcelino and the other guys who have often scored for Pune and been the guy, to lead from front or, be responsible and get those 3 points, they've done that. And once again, they did that. Gurtej Singh got the equalizer for Pune City here. It was a bit surprising, but one thing was true, that what Kevin said, Vishal Keth will leak in a goal, and he did so. At the 30th minute, Wellington got the first goal for Jamshedpur, but within 3 minutes, Pune City were leading. Between 3 minutes, I mean not immediately after they scored. The second half, 63rd minute, they scored the first goal to level things, but later on, the 66th minute, Alfaro comes and scores the winner. So that was it for Pune City. And Kevin, Pune City are improving their record at home also, which is a very good thing for them.
Yeah, firstly I would like to point out Gurtej's celebration, not the goal, okay? So when a defender scores a rare goal, obviously it's a moment that, I was not expecting this. Of course. The celebration is, okay, I had not planned for this, and that's what he did. He's just running around and just thinking, well, how do I celebrate? But yes, that's what you do when you go up for a corner. Defenders are thrown just to add bodies to already attacking positions there. there, and he was there in the right position, not the best of headers, and not the best of headers to beat Subrata Paul.
Yeah.
But you need to be. Luck needs to favor you if you want to beat
Exactly.
Subrata. And what a game did Subrata have. One or two great saves last night, and it would have been a different scoreline if it wasn't for him. Attack. So Pune City, they are known for their speedy attacks, and there's no way to stop them. Twice or thrice, I think. There was one moment where Alfaro hit an open goal. There was I think it was Raju standing on the goal line, and he had the entire goal to aim at, and he hit it at the defender. And that was the worst miss that the team could have asked for, but they did make up for I think the pass was excellent from there. The finish, Pune City, yes, they are looking very strong by the way they came back into the game. Jamshedpur FC, same old story. Not too many chances created in front of goal.
Now Popovic coming back to the sidelines, got more luck for them. And Chiranjit, coming to you, Pune City. Now ISL is very funny because you can't just really say who's going to be fixed at the top four, because again now Pune City are going to enjoy the top spot. They've won the match yesterday and they are at 22 points, but not very soon. Tonight Chennai play, and I think tomorrow Bengaluru play, and over the weekend we also see FC Goa play, who are sitting on the fourth. So anything can happen. It's not going to be like all these three teams are sitting in the second, third, fourth are going to lose their matches. So I think ISL looks within top four like kind of opened up right now. Just 1 point differentiating between all the teams.
Yeah, well, the whole fight in ISL is not about the title race, right? It's not a title race, it's a top four race. So it's still mathematically nobody's safe in the top four, but we can more or less say that Pune City is there, Bengaluru is there, Chennai FC will also be there. Now it's about I think Goa, Jamshedpur, and Mumbai City. Mumbai City have a really tough hill to climb because they are about 5 points behind FC Goa right now.
Yeah, and they're going to play FC Goa next.
That's a 6-pointer. That's a good news for them. So we have a lot of 6-pointers coming up in the mid-table, and for me, I've been following leagues all my life, and usually I look at the top of the table and the bottom of the table. There's a title race in the middle and the relegation race, and here it's about between places 3rd to 7th or 8th. Who knows? Maybe as the interim coach will turn it around. So it's a bit weird to look at, but it's good because I think other than Delhi Dynamos, you can't really say anybody is completely out yet. I mean, Northeast United have won 2 of their last 3 matches. They just beat who? They just beat Chennai FC, right? So yeah, we are having that effect now where everybody is getting consolidated. Even the teams which started the season on a wrong foot, they are correcting themselves. We've seen coaches come and go. We've seen new players given a chance and prove themselves. And upsets are happening here and there. So that's what makes this whole thing more interesting. I think more than those matches where the top 4 contenders are playing each other. It's gonna be those matches like Bengaluru FC versus Northeast United is interesting now. It's happening on Friday.
Yeah.
Right. It's interesting. Why? Because the Northeast United just killed a giant to kill Chennai FC. Can they repeat that feat?
Yeah.
Kerala Blasters versus Delhi Dynamos. If Kerala Blasters win, then they probably get into the top 4. ATK versus Jamshedpur on Sunday. That's important. Why? Because both of them have that capability of getting into the top 4, but they have to win here if they want to have a hope of being in the playoffs. So it's wide. It's becoming more and more interesting with every passing day, simply because we have giant killings happening here and there. So yeah, you're right. It's interesting to look at. Right now, more than the 1 point difference, I think what actually interests me is the recent record of the teams. Right? You look at everyone's record. everybody's got to win in their last 2-3 matches. I don't think there is any team that has not won their last 3 matches, other than Mumbai City. I think Mumbai City have a draw and 2 losses.
Yeah.
So they have the worst current form. Everybody else has seen a W in the recent times. So everybody is fighting back, and that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. Now, let's take a short break. On the other side, we'll be talking about what are the chances between ATK and Chennai that play tonight, and we will also look at another game, that's Kerala Blasters versus Delhi. Interesting both these games are, so we'll look at a bit of in detail. And also something that's brewing up, Antonio German has been tweeting a lot these days, so we'll just touch upon that and probably see what happens there, and all of that on the other side of the break.
Hello, I'm Sanjeev. And I'm Tushar. And this is the Rotomout Podcast, a weekly show where we talk about motors and motoring in India. Cars, bikes, rickshaws, buses, friends, familiars, and time pass.
Find us every week on the IVM Podcast app or any other app you might use. Stuck in traffic? Put on Rotomouth. Taking a while in the loo? Rotomouth is there for you.
Dude, that sounded particularly disgusting.
Thank you. But seriously, catch Rotomouth every week.
Welcome back, guys. And before we slip into a short break, I mentioned this one player called Antonio German, who was pretty much a good player for Kerala Blasters. We saw him, I think, the last season, and he did well for himself, and he got some goals and all of that. But from the season, the new season started, like the 2017-18, he was wanting to get to the team, and we also have a story on our website that where he just he just announced his arrival at Kerala Blasters, but things didn't look like that. And recently, I think yesterday is when he took to Twitter saying that just to clear things up, I would love to come back to Kerala Blasters, but haven't heard anything back from the management. So I don't know what when players take up the role of asking, begging, or whatever on social media, you kind of tend to think, is he on his own? What is he up to, and why the team's not responding, or all of that. So crazy stuff. Chiranjeev, just to in brief, what do you think about this whole thing? Players, all the fans have got back to him saying, okay, we would love to have him, but he needs a word from the team.
If David James can come back, why not Antonio German? This is transfer season happening. I think we have another weeks of window open. So, yeah, it would make sense. But who are they going to replace? I'm looking at the squad. There's Hume.
Well, they've already left Mark Sifinos, so you never know.
Yeah, so that's a possible. You're right. That's a possible replacement there. But I don't know. He's a known face, so maybe that way it makes sense. Wouldn't be a bad signing. Wouldn't be a bad signing, but
Yeah, it's a question of does Kerala Blasters need him. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's not going to be a great signing either. I maintain most of the signings done by ISL teams, especially Kerala Blasters. It's a bit, the net they cast for players is not wide enough, if you know what I mean. If they really look around in the East or West Asian countries or other places in Europe, they can find much better players.
Kevin, your thought on this? Like a player taking up to social media and revealing such things, but
probably his agent is on leave.
Or does he even have an agent? Is the question here. But yeah, it's funny things, but let's see. We can only wait and probably reply back to him or text back to him saying, hey, what's up, what's happening? But nothing much we can do unless the team decides to do something about it. Now moving on with things, now we're looking at tonight's match, ATK versus Chennai. We mentioned a bit of it and before slipping a short break, but this game looks very interesting because Chennai have lost their last match. They had a surprise, but so they were stunned by Northeast United's performance, and so was ATK. So Kevin, coming to you, what are you expecting in this game?
Chennai are going to fight back. They're going to just jump back on ATK and show all their might. ATK, they've got problems themselves. They're just not able to get in a defending team act together.
Yeah.
And it really is surprising because they had built a decent squad looking at how they picked up from the draft and the late signings. Ryan Taylor really looks good in that team, but they haven't picked up. So that's the worry, and it's too late for them to be hopeful of that fourth place finish. And Chennai FC, after that loss against Northeast United, they would be more wounded and trying to get back, because they've enjoyed their spot at the top and they want to get back there. And ATK are really in for trouble.
Jaranjit, your thoughts on the match?
ATK versus Chennai.
Yep.
Logic says ATK are at a disadvantage. Of course, Chennai FC are better in terms of striking power, in terms of midfield. Defense is more or less the same. But Ashley Westwood.
Yeah.
It's just think about Ashley Westwood.
The interim manager. I mean, it's such bullshit. Yes, Teddy is gone. So just make him the goddamn manager. He knows the Indian football.
Apparently, ATK management wanted him to be the head coach from the start, but ISL has this marquee coach role.
Yeah, exactly.
That says
bullshit.
That says Nicola Sanelka can be the head coach, but Indian cannot be the head coach, or even somebody like Westwood cannot be the head coach. So it's stupid, but what to do? That's the reality we live in right now. Westwood took Bengaluru FC to the title, and they won it. Won the I-League last time on 2015-16 season. They were not the best team. They were probably the second or third best team in the league that season. Still, they managed their resources well. They did so well in the AFC Cup. They made a turnaround after a bad start, and they went on to become the league champions, because Ashley Westwood does infuse that fighting spirit, and he knows his Indian players. He knows how to rotate. He knows how to optimize whatever he has. I don't think Teddy Sheringham is anywhere near a good coach or a good tactician or a man manager like Ashley Westwood.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is ATK have a coach who's probably 3-4 times more effective in Indian context than Teddy Sheringham. So maybe that will make a difference. Maybe even if they don't get a win, I think ATK has a good chance to pull off a draw here.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kevin, are you looking at a draw here, or are you going to look Chennai going all out?
It's a Chennai win, straightforward.
Okay, well, I like it now. Kevin, you're back. Yes, not for 1-1 draw. Thank you very much. Things look interesting, but let's see how it goes. But we have another game looking at... now, since today is Thursday and tomorrow is a Republic Day, we won't be releasing a show. So that's why there are a lot of matches throughout the weekend. So we're just going to pick and choose. We already spoke about Minerva and NEROCA. And right now we addressed the ATK versus Chennai. The other interesting match we thought is Kerala Blasters and Delhi Dynamos. So... why interesting? Because a lot of things are happening between these two teams in their own respective ways. Like Delhi trying to show some form back, getting some wins. On the other side, Kerala are again, having literally a up down movement now. So we have to see how. Then this will be also a match without, for the first time, they won't be playing without Mark Sifinos. But does that really make a difference? Because they've kind of got their combination, but last two matches have been really bad for Kerala Blasters. Kevin?
Kerala Blasters. Things are being talked about, how players are being treated somewhere. We do hear about reports that there is something brewing in the back room of Kerala Blasters that obviously led to the coach being sacked, and then we've got Sifinos, who quietly was moved out, and these all things do affect the players on field as well. Delhi Dynamos, I think most of the problems are on field only. They've just not been able to kick off, and in a situation like this, I think Delhi Dynamos does hold an advantage, and they do look like a decent team, Delhi Dynamos, but sometimes it's just casual finishing up front. Then you have Romeo Fernandez, who's up to his usual not best, and these are the things that I think can be fixed by Dynamos, but Kerala Blasters have lots of these internal problems to sort out. So hopefully that does not show on the field, and we see a good game. Looking at the game overall from the current strengths, Delhi Dynamos do look like taking this with a slight slender 1-0 or maybe a 2-1 goal margin.
Okay, Charanjit, What do you think?
Kerala Blasters have the advantage on paper here. They have lost the last 2 matches. I don't think any of them have been very close. Even FC Goa got a good fight from Kerala at home. And I think the way they have been playing, in recently, they are slowly because their attack is getting better. The defense has been letting them down. Maybe playing Delhi Dynamos, whose attack is not as greatly emphasized as let's say FC Goa or the recent opponents that KBFC have faced. This time, their attack will shine through, and I see a Kerala Blasters win here.
Okay, yeah, different thoughts out there from both our gentlemen here. But that brings us to the end of our show, and hopefully you enjoyed, also a bit of sneak peek that we gave you into our podcast, what goes behind, for all those who want to see us, talk and say, get out of video, and we give you a sneak peek. Probably in the future we could do something in videos. Let's see, you never know if things are coming your way which is surprising, and surprises us at times. So all of that, if you did like the show, and if you do like our attempts to make things look good and all fun and everything, so then please show us some love back. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the bell icon so you get updates of our new episode. Let us know what you thought about the show today and everything that we spoke about in the comment section below. Or if you want to talk to us directly, you can do that. Chiranjit Toja, Boza_Kevin, Suji Matthew 94. Follow the TFG Football Twitter handle for all the details on Indian football. Get onto our website, thefangarage.com. Have a great day, folks. Enjoy the weekend, and we're only going to come to you on Monday. So till then, you are free from us, and we are free from all of this traveling and stuff. We can sleep for a longer time. Have a great day, folks. Enjoy. Cheers.
As you can see, we have a podcast listener in his natural habitat. Millions of years of evolution have led him to this point. He's on his way to work, and listening to podcasts makes his miserable day better. He will now head to work and use all his knowledge to communicate with other colleagues and possibly future mates. You can find more of his species on ivmpodcasts.com, your one-stop destination where you can check out all the coolest Indian podcasts. Happy listening.